So in the nutrition world, if a product says all natural and any of that's in the front of the box, I know that that means absolutely nothing. It's just complete slick marketing that they have done. You can put anything on the front of the box. What matters is when I flip it over and I look at the back, what are the ingredients? Because, you compare the two and they're not natural, but most people just look at the front. It says natural, like, oh, this is great. I can eat this. This is natural. This is healthy. And it's that way, I believe, in the makeup world and the hair care world, that we look at these products and it says all natural and that it's plant-based and that it has fruits and oils. And then when you actually flip it over and look at the ingredients, there might be some fruit and some oils, but primarily it's chemicals. So what is in the hair world, what does the word natural mean? Is it the same exactly in the nutrition world that doesn't mean anything? So talk to us about that.
Yeah, so this is my industry, and I've been in it since 1965. So the reality is that there's no labeling laws since the 1940s, and that was all been removed. So you can say natural, you can say organic, you can say whatever you want, holistic, but there's no reality to check this. And as Monica's bringing up, and that's really one of my passions, is to educate people, is turn over get your product, turn it over, and take a look at the ingredient list. And then don't take that for face value. Like Monica's bringing up a good point. When they say that this is like aloe vera or this is chamomile, it could be made in the laboratory. So is it really a wild crafted? Is it a real organic? Is it a botanical? Is it a natural ingredient? Or is it just some kind of word that they're making up and using, making it up in the laboratory and saying this is aloe vera? So you have to be really positive, proof positive for yourself. And so I really encourage everyone to get educated, to look up ingredients, to Google them, find out what's happening. So for example, sodium lauryl sulfate. So anything that foams is sulfuric acid. What does that mean? It means in the 1940s, about 47, 49 after World War II, or during World War II, maybe in the middle 40s, they've invented sodium lauryl sulfate, which foams. It was the only thing that foamed, and it was a degreaser for factories and for war machinery. So during the war, they had to decrease the factories and degrease these things that they were making, bombs and stuff, all this machinery. And so that was sodium lauryl sulfate. And so then in the I think it was 1953, Breck did this amazing commercial on television, and this woman, this beautiful woman, had this beehive of foam on her head, and it said, luxury shampoo, luxury foam. So that message went out that your hair didn't foam, that it wasn't really luxurious or it wasn't luxury based. But in reality, SLS now has 38 names. People are terrified of it, and they say, well, instead of being SLS, they'll say, well, you know what it is? It's like cocamide. Well, they'll say it's olive oil, or they'll say that it's coconut oil or palm oil. But in reality, those oils are made in the laboratory. Again, they're not real palm oil. It's not real olive oil. It's something that's made in the laboratory. So if it foams, it's sodium lauryl sulfate, guaranteed. So Morocco method uses like green tea. We use natural surfactants from plants. Our products don't foam.
Vanity trumps health. If a woman has to choose one or the other, whether to have flawless makeup or gorgeous hair, she's going to pick vanity most of the time. But you've created products that allow us to have, both, the beauty that we want, as well as, it being super healthy for us. So tell us a little bit about that. How does your company and your products, are you able to blend both of those so that we don't have to pick one or the other?
Yeah, that's really a great topic, and of course, vanity is big with women and with men now. But it's like I call it spokes in a wheel. So not only do we have the hair care line, which is shampoos and conditioners and elixirs, but I also educate people to use a brush, and we have these natural boar bristle brushes, and that's a whole conversation in itself. But you start getting the excess oils out of the nape, bring it up to the front and the top hairline, and you brush back, then your hair gets nice and luxurious and shiny from your own natural elixir of oil. Then we have a scalp massager. So we have literature and videos on how to brush hair, why to brush hair for beauty, and then the scalp massager really stimulates a lot more blood and air into the scalp, which grows more luxurious hair. And then we have all of these different exercises and programs to go on of how to make your hair luxurious. And we have a lot of videos, and henna and our hair color is one of the spokes in the wheel also. So when you have 100% natural virgin hair that looks really shiny and silky and luxurious, and people stop you on the street and say, Monica, what have you done recently? Your hair looks really beautiful and radiant. That's what happens to all the Morocco Method clients for the last several decades. And people compliment us, and we get testimonials all the time of how they'll never go back doing anything else again with their hair because our products are the most natural, the hair looks luxurious, and like you said, beauty is a very big thing. We want to look beautiful, and we also want to be healthy. So being healthy, being beautiful equals being happy.
So, I know, and you know, because we've devoted our lives to researching on how to be healthy, how detrimental these products are. So I'm glad that we're doing this together and partnering to get the word out, because it can really, help people with a host of health problems. And you've made it so wonderful because we don't have to sacrifice the way that we look. I think that's kind of the concern, that we're going to walk around looking like granola, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but some people who want to look beautiful on a night out don't want to look like they have greasy hair, and that's kind of the perception that people have, and I'm glad that you and I are taking this time and educating people and teaching them otherwise.
And I just want to add another piece onto that. So like what you're saying, of course, if you want to go out to a luxurious event and you want to you're wearing something spectacular, of course, you put your makeup on, spray your hair with some whatever you spray it with, use some styling gel, of course. I'm not 100%, black and white about this whole thing. I'm just saying our daily routine, our habits need to get clean and healthy on our day-to-day habits. But like you're saying, and I'm glad you brought it up, is that, of course, when you go out, do whatever you want. But when you come home, go in the shower, wash all that stuff off, do yourself a favor, just take all the makeup off, go in the shower, wash all the styling gel off your hair, get really healthy and go back to bed. You'll live a life that's so healthy, you'll be radiant.